Hey, my name is Ishman Brian. I'm here to show you another tutorial on how to make a ghost effect like that guy back there. If you do like this, please like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff, and let's get right to it. So the first thing you want to do is put your camera or your phone on a tripod and never touch it again during the whole thing. Just let it run. So get your original shot. So in this shot, I have Lauren sitting on a couch with no ghosts around her. And now I'm gonna bring in my ghosts and position them in different areas, having them do different actions. And when we bring that into After Effects, we're gonna layer them so we have our ghosts in the same shot. So let's get to it. So when you first open up your After Effects composition, you wanna bring in your main shot, which is gonna be your blank slate of just your characters interacting that you don't wanna be ghosts. And then you want to bring in your clips that were ghosts. So in this case, I have one of Dylan over here. I have another one of Dylan and Lauren playing on the ground. I have another one of them interacting behind the couch. And then I have another shot of them over here hugging in the corner. So we're going to take one of those clips. So I'm just going to take the green one, which is just Dylan by himself. So I'll show you an example of this. I'm going to bring it on top of the clip here. And if I hit the little eyeball, it'll make it and disappear. So you can see Lauren is interacting over here, doing something. But maybe I want him to be in the same shot as her. So all I gotta do is click on that layer, go to Tools, click on the Pen tool, and I'm gonna cut out Dylan right here. I know he moves a little bit, so I'll get a little bit of this controller here. And I know the TV's moving. One tip to do is, I'm gonna change this to full quality so you can see. I like to put masks on like fine edges, so in case there are a lot of color changes, you can kind of cover those up. Maybe like lighting changed when it bounced off human skin and when a human's not in there anymore. So I try to do my best to keep a mask around there, but once you connect that, look at that, now they're in the same shot. So that's kind of what we wanted to do. And maybe you wanted to just do that, or you wanted somebody else to be in the shot, or that's exactly how you would clone her. You could just have her do that. But in this case, I want to turn Dylan into a ghost. So I'm going to click on that green layer, and I am going to go over to the front of it. So say he starts right here. I'm going to go to opacity, change it to 0, so he's completely gone, and then set a keyframe. Then I want to go over a few frames, and then change the opacity again, but let's change that to 50%. So now he's a ghost. And maybe I want the ghost to stay a few seconds, so I go over to maybe like to my 2-second mark, set another keyframe with this, and then go over another few frames and change the opacity again to 0. So it looks like over here you can see between this is a fade in and between this is a fade out. So if I'm going to do to 1/4 quality for playback. You can see he fades in, fades out. If you wanted him to fade in slower, just move the first keyframe that was set to 0 over a little bit. So now you can see this is more of a gradual fade, especially in the back here. I can do a long fade. Ghost. Boom. So that's it for your single character. If you want to do another one with other additional people in it, you can do that. So I'm going to bring over one of these clips again. Let's see what this one is. This is the one of them interacting behind the couch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of trim the couch just to keep that seam a little bit smoother. And I know she had, if I use the little eyeball here, her legs go right there. So I want to try to avoid her legs if possible. Here we go. Just setting the mask around them here. Boom. And now she's in the same shot. Ooh, I got the legs a little here, so I would adjust this to there. And then the exact same thing. Go to the drop down, transform, change your opacity to 50. Perfect. And then I'm just going to, set a keyframe for that opacity. Set another keyframe a couple shots to the right with the same opacity. So then you hit this little button here. And then I want it to fade out. So I go over a few frames, change the opacity to 0. And then I'm going to go a few frames before my first keyframe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change the opacity to 0 here as well. So then they fade in, fade out. There we go. So I can actually overlap these clips in a way too. So I could have as Dylan is fading out over here. I'll fit the screen here. As Dylan is fading out on this side, I could have them fade in. So you can have multiple ghosts in the same shot here. There he is. So when I play that back, ghosties, and they're moving. But now you can see, well, basically the ghost in front of her is transparent. So if I wanted to roto that out, I could do that. What I like to do is take this top clip. I'm only going to take the frames where she goes over the ghost, so probably to there. I'm going to Control D on our main shot here, edit, split layer, Control Shift D. I'm going to delete the other half. So I only want to bring this main shot to up here to the top, that little clip that we just made. And what I can do is then take this shot here, and I can go up here to the roto brush tool and double click on the main shot that we just clipped off here, and go over here and try to trim her out the best you can, and the AI will do its best from there. So I hold down my left mouse using that roto brush tool, just cutting out her head right now because that goes in front. It doesn't have to be perfect. The AI will try to read. And as you can see, it also got some of the shower back here. So if I hold down Alt and hold down my left mouse button, I can cut this out here. And that removes the outside of the mask. And then just left click and hold like this to keep the front of the mask. So that's pretty good. So if I go back to my other composition here, I'm going to click on composition, we can see now that she covers that ghost. And the AI will do its best with roto brush to remember your track there. But if I go over a few, it looks like it's pretty good right there. See if there's anything that might jump out. Actually, that looks pretty good. Stays in front of the ghost. Go back to the front a little bit. Yeah, pretty solid. So that's all you got to do. And that's the ghost effect. Thanks for watching my tutorial, everyone. If you liked it, please comment below, like, ask me any questions, subscribe. That way I know to make more tutorials for you guys, and I'm excited to see what you guys come up with.